Hi Leo, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the Saturn transit in Aquarius. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about when Saturn was in Capricorn, in your 6th house. Now, Saturn in your 6th house would have brought up some health issues that you would have had to deal with. But Saturn in the 6th house is actually very good. You would have worked hard towards your health, towards reducing your debt. Saturn would have reduced the sun ups and downs in your life because it aspects the 8th house from there. It would have reduced the losses that you would have incurred during that time because it aspects the 12th house. Because overall, Saturn in the 6th house is very good. But there could have been issues with a maternal aunt or uncle. There could have been issues with pets. They could have been dealing with health issues during that time. Also, you would have had to work very hard in your career. There could have been issues with coworkers during that time as well. Well, like I said, Saturn would have reduced your debts. You would have worked hard towards that. Also, you may have needed to do some service during that time, like just helping people in general, more so than usual. Saturn in the 6th house, Saturn is a servant. So, in the 6th house of service, Saturn wants to serve. Alright, but now let's talk about Saturn moving into Aquarius. So Leo, Aquarius is your 7th house. The 7th house is relationships and business partnerships primarily. So Saturn's going to make you serve your partner. It's going to make you serve your business partner. Or, your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Now, Saturn is restriction. Saturn has the boundary, the rings of Saturn. So Saturn puts boundaries on you. Saturn wants to lock you in. Now, in the 7th house, Saturn wants you to be committed to your business partner or the person you're in a relationship with. So if you aren't committed, Saturn's going to punish you. Saturn's like an old man with a cane. He's going to beat you over the head with that cane if you mess up. Now, on top of this, Saturn is originally exalted in the 7th house, in the sign of Libra. So Saturn does very well in the 7th house. Now Saturn makes you work hard wherever he sits. So in the 7th house, you could definitely have to work hard at your relationship, at your business. But Saturn gives good gains over time if you're hardworking. So being committed to your partner will pay off in the long run. Things should get better between you two. But also, Saturn is your original 6th lord. Now, 6th house can be conflicts. So there could be some conflicts that come up in your relationship. And Saturn's going to want you to deal with that. Same thing with business partners. But, all in all, if you work hard, Saturn rewards you. Now, let's talk about the aspects. So Saturn's going to have a 3rd aspect, a 7th aspect, and a 10th aspect. So the 3rd aspect of Saturn is where you have to put in effort. So that's going to fall on your 9th house of Aries. Now, the 9th house represents father, it represents gurus, teachers. So you're going to have to put an effort into your relationships with your father and with your teachers. Also, 9th house is religion, philosophy, it's law. So your views on these things could be changing during this time. You're going to have to put effort into those things, whereas before you may have been ignoring them. Also, 9th house is foreign travel. So there could be, long distance travel. Not necessarily foreign. For instance, if you're in the U.S., let's say you're in California, you might travel to New York. Not necessarily a foreign country, but, really far. Now, so you could travel, but know that you'd have to put in a lot of effort to be able to travel. Nothing with Saturn comes easy. Now, on top of this, ninth house is education, higher education specifically, but so you could need to, there could be some issues in your schooling. There could be some delays. Maybe you're having trouble studying. Maybe you're having to work harder than usual because you're not keeping up with your grades, that kind of thing. Now let's talk about the seventh aspect of Saturn. This is going to fall on your first house. So the first house is your body. It's you. Now Saturn's going to make you focus on your health. And also, the seventh aspect is the relationship aspect. So there's going to be a lot of dealings with your spouse, your business partner, whoever you're in a relationship with. That's going to be very significant during this time as well. So definitely health and definitely relationships and business are going to be very important. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn, 8, 9, 10, it's going to fall in your fourth house. So fourth house is your mother, it's the home, and it's vehicles. So you're going to have to work towards your comfort and happiness during this time. Fourth house is what makes you feel happy in life. It's what makes you feel comfortable. So you're going to have to work towards having a peaceful home environment. You're going to have to work, on your vehicle. There might be some issues that come up with it. You're going to have to help your mother during this time. I know it's something some people might not want to hear, but Saturn's going to require you to do that. Now, also, there's going to be major events happening in the sign of Scorpio here, your fourth house. And the reason that is because the slower moving physical planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars, are all going to be aspecting the sign of Scorpio. Now, there's going to be major changes that happen with your mother, with your home, with your vehicle. Now, this is specifically going to happen from now until March 12th. So you can move during this time. Something significant could happen with your mother. You may be getting a new vehicle. All these things could take place during that short time period. Whenever there's these planets aspect one house, always expect major events. Now it depends on the individual's chart, but there'll definitely be significant events in your fourth house in Scorpio. And this is if you're a Leo ascendant or moon sign. Now, that's what I have for you, Leo, for this Saturn transit into Aquarius in 2023, and this will last until the end of March 2025. And if you'd like to book a Vedic astrology reading or a tarot reading with me, you can do so at my website. It'll be linked in the description box below, and I'll catch you in the next one, Leo.